And I think, that was a thing with NASCAR for a long time, way before I was born, was like, win on Sunday, sell on Monday kind of thing, right? So people are seeing that. So how has one fueled the other? Or are they both kind of fueled the same? Or how do we blend the competition side with the daily driver, the smooth operation, the better fuel economy, that kind of aspect of a daily driven truck?
It it enhances it greatly. Like all of my stuff. Even, Thursday, Friday, we had the master class, and during master class, Mitch showed up here with a customer truck, and then he grabbed Eric, the guy that's in charge of our reman program upstairs with five nines, and he grabbed Skylar, and he took those guys for a drive because we're constantly learning things on the race end of it, on the high end of it, and some of those things you can employ even on stock parts, and it makes your stock parts much, much, much better. So when you get, a set of Amazon injectors or a set of injectors that you bought from, dirtcheapinjector.com or whatever, or even, like factory OEM stuff that's supposed to be the best. Every time you buy a factory OEM injector, you lose a couple miles to the gallon. And I know exactly why that is. And the OEM goes, no, he's full of crap. There's no break in on these. And I'm like, that's unique. If I take your injectors out of your box and I put them in your stand, it hits this green, this big bullseye, and it gives it a green check mark, but it's on the bottom end of that scale. And if you go drive the truck for like, say, 90 days, you pull the injectors back out, and all of a sudden it still gives you a green check mark because the bullseye is this big, but you're on the high end of that. Well, when you're the OEM, you get to draw up your own test plans. Here, we don't do that. Here, we have a much smaller bullseye, and here we know exactly what it's doing over the next 90 days for you to gain your mileage back. Like if you remember, and I know that you and every one of your viewers and listeners has heard somebody say, boy, when this thing got to be 30,000 miles old, it really kicked its legs and this thing moves
Yeah.
and it gets way better fuel economy. I'm so glad I broke it in. Tear the motor apart. What changed? Nothing. But the injectors changed. Like you can tear the motor apart, you can measure everything. Did the rings seat? Yes. Are the valves still sealing? Yes. Are the bearings any different? You'd better hope they're not different at 30,000 miles. So what really changes is the injection event changes during that first 30,000 miles. And then you run that thing 150, 200,000 miles, you put a brand new set of tight ones in there that have all